All right, so I've noticed going from town to town, there are groups of people that can either harm you or help you living your homeless lifestyle. Okay, there's compassionate groups and there's uncompassionate or non-compassionate groups. All right. For example, the compassionate groups can be like the churches, some churches, not all churches, and the ones that have the food bank or the community meal, or even some go to the extreme. I feel it's to the extreme. Whereas in McMinnville, that one church actually allowed people to sleep on their property. They allowed them to set up tents and sleep on their property. I think that might be a little extreme with the compassion. Maybe, yeah, it's just a mismanagement there. Yeah. But to balance that, um, there are some groups that go a little too far the extreme on non-compassion, where they'll push homeless people right out just on sight. Just just like call the cops immediately. Just being looking like you're homeless is highly suspicious, and they'll have cops just harass you. Like in Seaside, anybody that looks like they're a vagrant, the cops are called immediately, and the cops they'll shake you down. They'll just for looking homeless, just for hanging out, maybe in the park too long or something. There are certain groups. So it seems the religious groups tend to be little more compassionate, and sometimes they'll push themselves a little too far with compassion, and then mostly the city institutions, but they still get the calls from private businesses to really give like a homeless person a hard time, or homeless groups or whatever. One example of compassion I noticed up in it's a city. I can't even think of the city. It had public restrooms, really temporary, portable potties that they put throughout the city with a little sign that said it's for anybody to use. Just just try to keep it clean or something like that. And they put it around the cities because they had a lot of homeless people around. I can't think of the city. I know exactly where it's at and all. But I thought that was very compassionate. That was really neat. And it's just like meeting basic needs, food, water, and a place to go to the bathroom, so we don't have to go in the woods if you don't want us going in the woods or alongside buildings, which I've done plenty of times. Uh, it's maybe and where the extremes come from, what draws certain groups of people, individuals, to a really extreme compassion, and then a really extreme non-compassion or whatnot. It's hard to say. There must be it must be a learned behavior. Okay, they must find certain things that just in their mind click better to go in one direction with either being compassionate or another direction being non-compassionate. It could be a graffiti. Well, what do homeless people do that's offensive, that they feel like they either need to be really try to be helpful or to be cruel? It could be graffiti. It could be it could be poop and pee on the ground. It could be just the smell, um, just the appearance of people laying on the ground and sleeping, or hanging out in parks for extended periods of time. There's a lot of triggers, and it's a natural personality that's at play, that comes from behind with the reasoning for how they approach the poor people, the homeless people. Um, yeah, I really appreciate the compassionate people, but I'm on guard. All right, because I know there's non-compassionate people out there, so I can't get too lazy. I get lazy sometimes with the compassionate people, and I can't do that.